Hey guys, welcome to Jakers Helps. My name is Jacob Akers. I'm kind of new to content creation. Whenever I was looking around for help, I couldn't find a video for this. This is the start of a new video help series for video presentation software called Freeshow. Freeshow for me is an open source replacement for ProPresenter. I had to find a replacement for ProPresenter because whenever I was running updates on my iMac, it installed a new OS, and the version that was installed no longer supported the version of ProPresenter that I had licensed. So instead of trying to come up with the money to buy a new license, I looked around for an open source replacement that would look familiar and feel familiar to volunteers that run the system at the church. After I came across the Freeshow and decided the UI was similar enough, and that would reduce a little bit of a learning curve, and that it would run on Windows, Linux, or Mac, I downloaded it and gave it a try. Everything I tried and wanted it to do worked really well for me, except for the stage display, and I couldn't figure out how to get the stage display to work. So after looking around in the settings, I couldn't find what I was looking for. I went to the docs on freeshow.app documentation page anyway, and found some the documentation I needed for stage display, and it told me exactly what the settings was trying to tell me, that you use a browser. I just didn't recognize it until I read it in the documentation. You use the IP address of your local machine with the right port, and I figured the setup would be similar to the way ProPresenter does it, where you just select a monitor and assign it to the stage display output, but that's not the way it worked. You have to use a browser, which apparently that opens up a lot of opportunities. You don't have to use a 50-foot VGA cable to get the signal to the stage. You can run it from a separate computer or tablet as long as it's on the same network. Or I figured I could just run it from a browser on my iMac and move it to the stage display that was previously configured and run it in full screen, and it would work just fine, and that's how it worked for me. So if we actually look on Freeshow in the settings, under connection and stage show, you can see that the port that you need to rerun it on is 5511. And on Windows and Mac, you can click here and it'll show you the IP and the port the way you need to type it in, but this is a Linux box and it's not configured to show the IP. You can even scan this QR code on a tablet or your phone, and it'll take you where you need to go if you're on the same network. And for me, I had to figure out what the IP was for the machine. So I opened a terminal and then typed hostname-i, and it shows you the IP address of this machine right here. Then you can launch the browser, type it in, and it'll show you, it'll present the slides that you click on. Works real smooth. Just to show you that you can do it from any other device, we'll log into my laptop. Launch the browser. Type in the same thing. And you can see it from Windows. So this opens up the opportunity to be able to use a cheap small form factor computer that you put close to the TV or mount to the back of the TV. Even you could use a Raspberry Pi if you have one available, or you can still get one, or you have one whenever they were cheap. But to me, I would rather buy a $90 to $100 small form factor computer off of eBay and do the same thing and just mount it to the back of the TV. And get the same results as you would a Raspberry Pi. But anything small that you can do, and it takes all the hard work of running cables long distances to your stage display TV so that the people on stage can see, and allows you to use a browser to do it right at the TV or whatever the display is that you're using. I hope this helped somebody. It would have helped me, even though reading the documentation don't hurt. If I could have found the video, I looked for videos first, but let me know if it helps you, and if you want me to make any other videos, let me know in the comments. Thanks.